Before you scroll, stop for a moment. This message is not random at all. It is meant for the person who has stayed strong for so long, stayed quiet for too long, and felt tired in ways that others do not fully understand. There is someone who does not look at you as a challenge, a prize, or just a temporary feeling. They look at you and sense something much deeper inside. They feel a strong wish to stay close, to protect you, and to ease the heavy load you carry without saying much. And if you have ever asked yourself whether a love like this truly exists, stay with these words, because what you are about to hear could touch a part of you that has waited a very long time to feel seen. Not everyone will listen all the way through. Most people look away when the truth comes too near. But if you are still here reading, that already says a lot. It shows that some part of your heart is truly paying attention. And by the time you finish this, you may start to see your own life, your own hurts, and your own path ahead in a fresh new way. So, take a slow breath and stay until the end. The kind of love we are talking about here does not make loud noise. It does not run after attention. It comes in gently, but when it is real, it changes so many things in life. This person wants to commit their life to you, but not for any shallow reasons. They are not interested in looks alone, not in status, and not because they feel empty and need someone to fill a gap. They want to be with you because something inside them feels truly moved by your heart. They notice how much you have carried on your own. They sense the quiet fights you never talk about in detail. They see the brave face you show, the steady voice you use, and the way you continue even when days feel heavier than anyone realizes. And instead of stepping back from that, they feel drawn even closer, not from pity, but from deep respect, from real care, and from a quiet love that grows stronger the more they truly know you. They think about you with a serious kind of love, a love that does not need to show off, a love that does not require any stage. It is patient, watchful, and steady every day. They notice your smile, of course, but they also notice your quiet moments. They feel the small drops in your energy. They see the times when you say you are okay, but your eyes tell a different story, and every single time they notice that, something inside them repeats the same thought. They want to be the safe place where this person can finally rest. They want to be the one who helps carry what they have carried alone for so long. If these words already speak to you, keep reading because it only becomes deeper from here. When they picture a life together with you, they are not thinking about a perfect wedding event, nice pictures, or what others might say. They think about real, everyday life. They think about the early mornings when you feel worn out before the day even begins. They think about the quiet nights when old memories return without any warning. They think about the days full of pressure. They think about the days full of doubt. And they think about the days when you feel very tired. They imagine being right there through all of it, not just in your happy times, but in the hidden and difficult ones too. They picture themselves honoring you, guarding your peace, and slowly helping you breathe with more ease. They dream of a close bond built on trust, patience, honesty, and the kind of understanding that comes from seeing someone far beyond the surface. They do not want to stand near your life from a distance. They want to stand with you inside it, step by step, day by day, through good times and hard times, through hope and healing, through every season that brings challenges for both of you. And here is something very powerful. They are not trying to save you as if something is broken in you. They do not see you that way at all. They see your strength. They see your ability to keep going. They see someone who has kept a soft heart alive in a world that has not always been kind. That truth moves them more than they can easily explain. So if you have ever felt unseen, stay right here. This part is important. They see more than your calm outside appearance. They see the hidden weight that sits behind it. They see the part of you that wakes up at night thinking about things no one else knows. They see the side of you that learned to smile even while carrying disappointment, sadness, and long periods of emotional tiredness. They notice how often you give more than you get back, how often you listen more than you speak. They notice how often you make space for others while quietly asking nothing for yourself. And what they feel when they see all that is not fear. It is a deep devotion. It is a strong wish to stand beside you in a real way, to share the weight, to make your load lighter in both practical and emotional ways, to become a place where your heart does not need to stay guarded every single second. Because what people need most is not cheers, not praise, and not empty excitement that burns bright and then fades quickly. What we need deep inside is to be truly seen, completely seen, not the polished version we show the world to survive. The real one, the tired one, the one still healing, the hopeful one, the one still learning how to trust again. And this person feels drawn to that full truth in you. Not just the simple parts, but all of it together. That is why this love feels so different from others. It looks past the surface and chooses the soul. They do not want to be with you just to gain something for themselves. They do not see you as some kind of achievement. They are not trying to own you, control you, or show your love like a trophy. What they want is simpler and deeper than that. They want to care for you. They want to protect the soft part inside you. They want to help lift the strain you carry without making you feel weak for having it. Their love is not rushed. It is not reckless at all. It moves with clear purpose. It understands that healing needs time. It understands that trust grows slowly over days. It understands that old wounds do not disappear after one talk or one nice promise. So they are willing to be patient. They are willing to stay through the whole process. They are willing to show up again and again until their steady actions say what words alone never could. They are telling you that they are here and they are not leaving. You do not have to hold everything by yourself anymore, and notice this because it truly matters. They do not want to reduce your independence. They are not scared of your strength. Your strength is actually part of what draws them closer. They admire how you survived. They admire how you kept your heart open. They admire the courage it takes to still believe in closeness after facing disappointments. That is why their love is not about competing. It is about adding to each other. They want to stand next to your strength, not stand over it. That is something rare, and if you have ever been loved in a way that made you feel smaller, you already understand how powerful this difference feels. This person pays attention in a way most others do not. Many people only notice actions. They watch behavior. They react to what is easy to see. But this person listens for feelings. They notice energy. They hear what sits below your words. They sense when your voice has a small pause. They catch the sadness hidden inside a sentence that sounds normal to everyone else. They feel when your presence pulls back even a little, and instead of demanding an explanation right away, they stay gentle. They stay close. They let their presence speak first. That is part of what makes this love so healing. It does not only respond to what you do, it responds to your full humanity. When love only reacts to your actions, it becomes something conditional. It grows when you seem easy and fades when you struggle. But when love responds to what you feel, it becomes steady, safe, and deep. It says you matter here, not because you are doing well, but simply because you are you. And if that line reaches you, do not stop yet. Because this is where many people begin to understand why some love never felt safe before. This person has probably known pain too. They understand that people who have carried heavy loads for a long time do not always need advice. Sometimes they need quiet space. Sometimes they need room to breathe. Sometimes they need someone who can sit beside them without trying to fix the moment. This person wants to be that kind of steady presence in your life. They imagine a relationship where joy and sorrow are shared openly, not hidden away. A relationship where laughter can live together with healing, where difficult days do not threaten the connection. They actually make it stronger. They picture a future that feels peaceful instead of full of chaos, not filled with mixed messages, emotional confusion, or constant guessing. Peaceful, grounded, and real. They think about ordinary days with you, and somehow that feels special and sacred to them. Coffee already made in the morning, quiet check-ins after a long day, a hand on your shoulder when your thoughts become too loud, the kind of silence that feels warm instead of uncertain, the kind of home where your nervous system can finally calm down because love no longer feels like it might disappear. They want to solve problems with you, not against you. They want to build daily routines that make both of you feel safe. They want the everyday life, not just the exciting moments, and that says so much. Because surface love gets excited by the high points. Real love prepares for the ordinary ones. It asks how they can make your life gentler, how they can help protect your peace, and how they can be someone you never have to ask for consistency from. That is the future they see with you. Stable, loyal, calm, still passionate, but deeply rooted. And if you are still here, then maybe a part of you knows that stability is not boring at all. Stability is beautiful. Stability is what allows a wounded heart to finally breathe out with ease. They can tell that much of your pain did not come from just one event. To keep one foot near the door just in case is a reaction you have learned for a reason. You understand why you became so careful. You know why you do not always say what you need and why trust feels like such a costly thing to give. You know why being chosen still feels hard to believe even when you want it so much. Instead of judging those protective parts of you, this person comes near with genuine gentleness. They are not asking you to become easier to handle or to simplify your complex heart. They are asking to love you honestly. They want to love you with actions that finally match their words and with a level of reliability that removes your doubt instead of creating more. They do not want you lying awake at night wondering where you stand or if you are doing something wrong. They do not want you making yourself smaller just to keep the peace. They do not want your heart to learn one more lesson in being left behind or feeling discarded. They want to love you in a way that slowly teaches your body something entirely new. They want to show you that closeness can be calm and that consistency can be real. They want to prove that love can actually stay and last for a lifetime. If this idea feels almost too good to be true, keep going in your mind because this part may be exactly what your heart needed most to hear. This kind of love does ask something from you as well. It does not ask for it all at once. It does not ask with force, and it certainly does not put you on a deadline. But eventually, it will ask for something that may feel even more frightening than the pain you have known. It will ask you to let it in. It will not ask for the polished version of you or the capable version that handles every single challenge alone. It asks for the real version, the one that is still healing, the one that still gets scared, and the one that still expects love to leave right when it starts to feel safe. This love will be patient with you, but it will gently ask you to stop preparing for its exit, because that is what hurt teaches us to do. Hurt teaches us to get ready for loss before love even has a chance to settle. It teaches us to stay guarded and to love only halfway because we want to keep some part of ourselves untouched so we will not be destroyed if someone eventually leaves. But the person we are speaking about is not getting ready to leave. They are getting ready to stay. That difference changes absolutely everything. It changes how your body feels in a room with someone. It changes what a quiet Tuesday evening means to you. It changes what silence sounds like when no one is using it to punish you or hold it over your head. It changes how deeply you rest when somebody near you wants nothing except to know your honest truth. If you have spent years surviving while staying on high alert, hear this clearly. Safe love may feel very unfamiliar at first. It might even feel strange to you, but strange does not mean wrong. Sometimes strange just means new, and new can be the very beginning of real healing. The deepest healing in life rarely happens when we are alone. It happens inside a safe connection. It happens inside a bond where you are seen without judgment, supported without control, and loved without being managed. That is exactly what this person wants to offer you. They do not promise perfection or a fantasy life without any hard moments, but they do promise real presence, honest care, and a steady heart beside yours through every single season. They want to know the full truth of who you are. They want to know your history, your fears, your private wins, and your habits when you feel tired. They want to know your silence when you feel overwhelmed and your softness when you finally feel safe enough to stop pretending. And they do not pull away from any of it. They move closer. Their love is quiet, but it is not weak. It is strong in the way that deep roots are strong. It does not need loud noise to prove itself because it builds slowly and holds steady. It remains. It shows up in small things that end up meaning everything to you. It shows up in checking on you without being asked, remembering what drains you and protecting your peace when you are too tired to speak up for yourself. It shows up in helping you without making you feel like you owe them a debt. It shows up in making life lighter in ordinary ways. These things may sound small to others, but they are not small to a heart that has carried too much for too long. That is why this love can feel so life-changing. It is not because it is dramatic, but because it is dependable. And dependable love is one of the rarest gifts a person can ever receive. They are drawn to your strength, but they are not trying to challenge it. They are drawn to it because it tells the story of everything you have survived. They know you have made sacrifices. They know you have swallowed pain and kept moving forward when it would have been easier to quit. They know there were days when you held yourself together with nothing but willpower and quiet faith. They are committed to being the kind of person who eases your burden instead of adding to it. They want your home with them to feel like true relief. They want rest to become a normal part of your life, not something you feel you have to earn only after total exhaustion. They want to notice your tiredness before you even have to say it out loud. They want to share responsibilities without any resentment. They want to love you in practical ways that protect your spirit. This is not showy love. It is lived love. It is the kind of love that shows itself in ordinary moments and keeps showing itself long after the exciting part begins. They know that vulnerability is not weakness. They know that letting someone close is one of the bravest things a human being can do. And they want to be worthy of that trust every single day, not just when it feels easy or convenient. Your soul already knows the truth. If you are feeling something as you read this, do not ignore it. Sometimes the heart recognizes truth long before the mind can fully explain it to you. Stay with this feeling. Let it speak, because there is a reason these words are reaching exactly where they are reaching today. They imagine marriage not as one big event, but as a shared life built in thousands of small, faithful moments. They think about waking up beside you on quiet mornings. They think about holding you when old pain comes back without any warning. They want to be the calm voice when your mind gets too crowded and the steady hand when life suddenly feels too heavy for you to carry. They picture the ordinary miracles. They see warm silence and shared routines. They picture a look across the room that says, "I am with you," and a home that feels like safety instead of tension. They want a love that does not disappear when things get difficult. They want to be the reason your shoulders slowly relax at the end of the day. They want to be the reason your breathing becomes softer and the reason you stop feeling like you always have to prepare for the next disappointment. They do not promise a perfect life, but they do promise a consistent one, a caring one, and a truthful one. They want to be the kind of partner whose actions answer your fears before your fears ever have to speak. Yes, this kind of love is rare. It takes empathy, patience, and maturity. It takes a heart that values peace over power and presence over performance. But rare does not mean impossible. It means it is precious. It means it is worth noticing and worth holding on to with everything you have. If you have made it this far, maybe part of you already knows this message found you for a reason. Maybe part of you is starting to believe that the love you once thought was too much to ask for is actually the kind that fits you the best. Hear this now, and hear it clearly. You are not too much to love, you are not too hard to understand, and you are certainly not invisible. The kind of love that truly wants to lighten your pain does not come with chaos, confusion, or loud promises that vanish the moment things get real. It comes with patience, with steadiness, and with a deep and quiet choosing that keeps choosing you day after day. When that love arrives, you will not have to perform for it. You will not have to shrink yourself to fit into it. You will not have to keep proving your worth just to keep it near. It will remain. It will meet the strongest parts of you with respect and the most fragile parts of you with deep care. It will not rush your healing, but it will walk beside you throughout the entire process. It will not erase your past, but it will stop your past from being the only thing shaping your future. Maybe that is what your heart has been waiting for all along. It is not a perfect person, and it is not a dramatic rescue. It is just someone real, someone steady, and someone whose love feels like peace after years of noise. If this touched something deep in you, hold on to that feeling. Let it remind you that the love you need is not a fantasy. It is possible. It is real. And somewhere, perhaps even now, there is a heart choosing you quietly, carefully, and with the full intention to stay by your side forever. You deserve to be seen for who you really are, and you deserve to be loved by someone who finds your presence to be the greatest reward of their life. Your history does not define you, and your past mistakes do not disqualify you from finding a partner who values your soul. Every time you stayed strong when you wanted to break, you were preparing your heart for this level of connection. You have been waiting for someone who understands the weight you carry because they have carried their own, and they have learned that sharing the load is the only way to build a foundation that will never crumble. This is the promise of a love that is rooted in truth rather than excitement. It is a love that stays when the lights go down and the house is quiet. It is a love that listens to your silence as clearly as it listens to your words. You are in a season of transition where your old defenses are no longer serving you, and that is okay. You are allowed to let them go. You are allowed to trust that the person who loves you will not mistake your need for rest as a sign of weakness. They will see it as an invitation to be your partner, to walk with you, and to build a life that feels like a sanctuary from the rest of the world. Trust in this possibility because it is waiting for you. Trust in your own capacity to receive it. You have come so far, and you have survived so much, that this peace is actually your natural right. Embrace the idea that you are worthy of someone who stays, someone who listens, and someone who treasures you for the simple fact that you exist. This is the truth that has been waiting to be heard, and it is the foundation of the life that is finally opening up before you. You have been chosen, you have been seen, and you have been found. It is time to live the life you were always meant to live.